Hey friends, welcome to my channel. Today I'm taking some thrift store finds and giving them a makeover. I'm going to take this Welcome to the Beach sign. I picked it up for $4 at Goodwill. It was a $26 piece, and I don't live on the beach, so this sign won't be very helpful to me, but I am going to sand it down because there is like a slightly raised surface to this piece, and I want it to be completely flat. So after sanding it, I'm going to give it a couple coats of this White Adirondack by Home Decor. It's a chalk paint. And it did only take 2 coats to get full coverage on this. Now that the paint is all dry, there are a lot of brush marks, which isn't the end of the world. I'm just going to take a sanding block and very lightly sand just some of the texture off so that it's a little bit more smooth. And then I'm also going to take a rougher sandpaper and I'm going to sand down the edges to give it more of an aged, worn look. Now to further the look of being aged and not bright, stark white, I'm going to take this walnut wax and I just mixed it in a little bit of water because I really want it to be very, very light. And so I'm going to take my brush, I'm going to dab off a lot of the wax onto a paper towel. This was kind of scary for me, I'm not gonna lie, because I didn't want it to be too much. I was a little nervous, and I knew being on chalk paint, I didn't like protect it or anything, so I knew it would absorb whatever I put on there. But it ended up being okay. It gave it a look of what I wanted. It doesn't look bright white. It kind of has a wood effect, and it looks like it's somewhat aged. So you just brush it on and wipe it off as you like it. I printed this off just on a Word document, and then I cut it out so that I could see. I wanted to be able to center it the way I want on the board, so I need to be able to see around it. So that's why I cut it out. And I'm just using a colored pencil, and I'm shading on the other side so that I can transfer onto this wooden sign. And securing it with tape is pretty important because you do not want your paper moving around, that is for sure. And then I'm just going to take a pencil and I'm going to trace it. Pushing kind of hard. I don't want to indent the wood, but I do want to make sure that the pencil on the back is actually transferring. And it transferred very light. So I am kind of examining this like, am I going to be able to paint it? But it did transfer enough that I could see it. I'm going to show you here, just you can see the pencil on it, and it was doable. I'm going to use a Sharpie paint pen in black, and I am just going to fill in and trace the markings that I made from transferring it. And I just love this quote because he lives, I can face tomorrow. It is perfect for Easter, and it is the truth. It's what gives us hope, and we can face tomorrow and today's challenges. So I picked up this Grace Cross from the Dollar Tree, and I just used a butter knife to pop off the bottom. And it did have a little bit of roughness at the bottom, so I just sand off the glue a little bit. It wasn't bad, just a little bit so that it wasn't really bumpy. And then again, the cross is really, really bright white. It doesn't even show on this camera really how different the cross looks than the sign. So I do want it to be brighter than the sign, but I do want to have a tiny bit of discoloration to it. So I'm taking the same wax that was watered down and I'm just rubbing it on there. And then this is where things got scary for me. I kind of regret doing this. It's up to you if you were to remake something like this, if you choose to leave it bright black like it was or give it a little bit of sanding. Eventually it gets a little out of hand and some of the black actually smears and it gets a little bit dark around the letters, but I mean, I still love it, but you can kind of see here when I was finished, it smeared the black a little bit. And then after it was all done, the cross did not pop like I wanted it to pop on the picture. So my daughter actually came with this idea and she said, why don't you outline it in black? So I'm just taking a black permanent marker and giving it a little bit of an outline and a little bit around the letters just to make things pop a little better. And I'm simply going to hot glue the cross onto the sign. And it is pretty as is, but I did want to add a little pop of color. So I'm going to take some small pieces of leftover florals I have. I believe the lavender is from Walmart and the pink flowers that I'm going to add is from the Dollar Tree. And I'm just playing with it to see how I want to set it up, but I do want a little pink and purple on this picture. It just adds a little pop of spring colors to go with my decor. And here is the finished product. I am happy with the way it turned out. I love it, and for $5 it cost me, you can't beat that. Before I move into the next DIY, I do want to mention I am taking part in Heidi Sonboul's DIY Easter challenge for this month. So there will be a link down in my description box to a playlist with lots of Easter DIY ideas. So be sure to check that out when you're done watching my video. For the next DIY, I'm going to give this ceramic watering can a makeover. I did give it a very good clean, and now it is ready for chalk paint. I'm going to use Annie Sloan's chalk paint called Duck Egg. It's a really pretty, it's blue, but it has a very small hint of green in it. And I love this color. I've used it on so many things. I've used it on nightstands and lots of different projects. And I'm just going to give it 2 coats to give it full coverage. Now that it is dry, I'm going to make my own white wax. I'm going to take some clear wax as well as a little bit of white acrylic paint. And I'm just going to mix them together, and that will make me some white wax. And if you guys are new to my channel, welcome. Here on my channel, I love sharing home decor DIY projects, just like these ones, and I like to do it on a budget. So if that is something that interests you, please subscribe so that you can join my crafting friends here on YouTube. And let me know that you're new down in the comments so that I can welcome you to my channel. Now, there are a lot of people who use brushes. I don't have like a good waxing brush, so I just use paper towel, and I'm basically just pushing the white wax into all the grooves. The point of the white wax, there's 2 points. One is that the wax seals the chalk paint so that it doesn't get damaged. But on top of that, it brings out all of the little details. And you can see that when I'm rubbing this, some of the paint starts to come off. I use my fingernails to get in there to dig out some of the goopy white wax that had gotten in there, and I destroyed it. So I'm looking at it thinking this is really sad. But I'm going to finish waxing this piece, and then I'm going to go through and repaint those spots and then re-wax that spot. You see right here, this is how you want it to look. It gives it sort of a cement, like a faux cement look, but it brings out all of the, if you just chalk painted this and didn't do anything to it, it would be pretty, but you wouldn't see all of the detail in this piece. And using a colored wax helps to bring the detail out. And here it is all dry. I just stuck some lavender in it, and this would be perfect for spring and Easter. Now for the next DIY, I picked up 2 shirts from Goodwill. This is a pink and white striped shirt, and I also picked up a purple and white. Now these are like dress shirt type material, and I am going to make some stuffed bunnies. I just printed out some free printable patterns of bunnies. There was lots of different patterns. If you could just Google search it, I just copied and pasted it into a Word doc, and I cut it out. I used it as a pattern, cut it out to the size that I wanted. And now I am going to be taking a black Sharpie and tracing it. But after I made this one, I decided not to use the black Sharpie. It showed a little bit more than I wanted. I was thinking that because I'm going to fringe the edges that I wouldn't really see it, but it did. So I went to a pencil after that, and that worked just fine. So once it's traced out, I'm just going to cut it out, and I'm going to cut it in a double layer. So I'm cutting through the front and back of the shirt so that they are the exact same size. It also saves a little bit of time. Now you could sew this if you wanted, but I am not sewing it. I am actually just going to use some hot glue, and I'm not doing it right at the seam because I want to be able to have a little bit of fringe around the edge. So I'm going in probably about 1/4 of an inch, I'm thinking, from the edge, and I'm just hot gluing the bunny pieces together. And it's very important, you definitely want to leave part of it open so that you could put in some stuffing. Now I just took apart an old pillow that we had. It was a spare pillow, and it was like flat and not really being used anymore. So I just am shredding apart the inside of the pillow and stuffing it into the bunny. And you will want something like a pencil or a pen or something that you can help to stuff the stuffing into the ears. But other than that, it's pretty simply just stuffing the bunny. And then when you get towards the end, I seam up part of it so that the opening is smaller. Add in a little bit more stuffing just to make sure I've got it in where the feet are in all the little areas. And then I will finish it off by finishing the seam. So then I just use my fingernails and pull the edges apart a little bit, and you're going to find that you go in different directions to get the best fringe on the edges. And if there's any spots where there's a little bit too much fringe, I just took my scissors and trimmed it. And here are 4 of the bunnies finished. I have plenty more shirt. I could probably make 4 more bunnies out of those shirts. And I also think that they would be super cute in a basket. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.